Champions are crowned at Thunder Mountain, a conversation with James Cornell, and a look ahead to some upcoming events. All that and more on this edition of The Race Report. Hi everyone and welcome to another edition of the Race Report. I'm Ron Hills. It was the final night of points for the season championships at Thunder Mountain Speedway Saturday night. The XL 600 Modifieds are on the grid.
Out of the turn, green is out. Winhausen grabbing that early advantage. Eastman right there running second. Dana Davis 4 wide back there. Hang on, we got one out of shape. That's one of the Boyds over there. I believe that's Eric Boyd. They're setting the wrong way as he looks for the caution. Caution is out. Out of the turn, a complete restart. Some of the cars involved. Winhausen again back out front. Will Eastman again trying to high side. He's going to go for a high-low switch. Look at Dana Davis going to go 3 wide up on the top side. And here comes Jordan in the 318 machine.
3 wide for the entire speedway, and out with the lead comes the 120 of Will Eastman. It's hot and heavy, Leon, here. They're battling all the way through the field.
Dakota Anderson got swapped around a little bit. He's able to get her going straight. Nick Chase had a little contact. Stay working through the turn. Will Eastman looking to put an exclamation point on his championship season, but Dana Davis not going away in that 138.
Through turns 1 and 2, Nick Chase off to the inside there on Tom Shiner. Shiner will cross him over. That's a battle midway through the field as they run hard into turn 3. Jared Jordan chasing the Ada Winhausen down into turn 1. All kinds of action throughout the field. Wow, body slam, turn 1. And Jamie France is going to go up and over. We got a late arriving Boyd piling in as well, and that's going to draw the red.
Red is out. That does mean stop for all these cars out there. Jamie France taking a header over there. These cars are very, very well built.
Out of turn number 4, checkered flag set to fly. Will Eastman will be your winner and your champion in 2015.
Davis for 2, Winhausen for 3, Joe McCabe for 4, Nick Chase for 5, the rider for 6. 7th is Jared Jordan as he hung on
To street stock action and an exclamation point on a championship season for Steven Deinhard.
Green is out. John Cooper, the original, showing the way out front. Here comes Trevor Dudley looking to take that top spot down the backstretch. Rick Sensabaugh, the smoker, he's going backwards right now, but he's still able to run mid-pack 4 wide as they come out of the turn.
Wow, we had some great racing, Leon, as they came through the turn. 4 wide again. Sharpstein backs out of the throttle. Thought better of it there as they came through the inside. Here comes Deinhard working on Wilbur, but out front it is Trevor Dudley leading Matt Spencer down to the line.
Those are your top 2. Deinhard running 3rd. Cooper up on the outside 4th, but here comes Don Russell Jr. to the inside 3 wide with Rich Sharpstein in the middle.
Wow, into turn number 3 out of 4. Mike Wilbur made that move stick down the home straightaway. We got him racing off into turn 1. Trevor Dudley and that 2D holding on. Matt Spencer, he's been very fast when that car's held together in 2015. He's right there in 2nd. Deinhardt's going to try and dive to his inside.
Sharpstein able to get by Mike Wilbur. TJ Frost looking to get by John Cooper. Those 2 are trading paint. And Deinhard right down on the extreme bottom going into turn number 3. As they work it out of 4, we're still going to have Trevor Dudley, your leader. Trevor Dudley on the inside takes off. But Deinhard very good on restarts. Up on the outside, going to be your new leader here. Mike Wilbur Jr. now to the inside with the SIX looking to get by TJ Frost in that Four Roses ride. As they go by, you're on lap number 9. 9 in, 11 to go.
TJ Frost opened the inside that time through turns 1 and 2 for the 6 of Wilbur as they run into turn number 3 out of 4. Look at Sharpstein now into the top 3. He's running wheel to wheel with Matt Spencer down the home straightaway. That battle for third place continues into turn number 3. Spencer again with a run to the inside of Sharpstein. White flag in the air. Keep your eyes on the wheel to wheel battle with the 5 acres and the 9.
That might make just enough difference as Rich Sharpstein and Spencer get together. Spencer able to maintain, and Rich Sharpstein going to lose a couple 3 spots. And the 109 junior of Donnie Russell Jr., seeing that, the checkered comes out. Dinard gets the win. Second goes to Trevor Dudley. Spencer gets third. Then it's TJ Frost, BB, and Rich Sharpstein. And that probably definitely saved Donnie Russell to get that second in points.
To open sportsman action in the call by Brett Dale and Leon Andrus.
As they work it through the turn, Jordy Decker showing the way up on the top side. Down low, it's Mark Goodwin right there second. Chris Jordan third. Way up on the outside, Daniel Berman. And down low, it's Eric Lead as they come to the stripe the first time.
At the back of the pack, Knapp had just a horrendous push as he went way up the speedway and gathered it back as they head into turn 3. Jordy Deckers, 38, moves to the head of the class. Battle for second. Chris Jordan inside Mark Goodwin.
Into turn 3 out of 4. Green is back out. Jordy Decker back on the accelerator. Then it's a pair of Jordans right there, second and third. Kevin on the inside, Chris on the outside, Britt right there, fourth. Fifth is Eric Leet.
Wow, Eric Leet lost a spot there on that restart as he got shoveled back to 5th. Still Kenny Hammond in his wake as they head down into turn number 1. Here comes Jim Britt. He'll look for 3rd now, down to the inside. Out of turn 2, Jim Britt to 3rd. Wow, Britt got a little wide that time out of turn number 4. Here comes Eric Leet looking to get a championship with a top 3 finish here tonight. Eric Leet inside. Here comes Kevin Jordan. He'll go to work on Jordy Decker.
Jordy Decker still your leader as they went by, but Kevin Jordan all over him now down on the inside, sticks the nose in front. We got a new leader going into 3.
Wow, into the race lead goes Kevin Jordan here on lap number 16. He is out front down into turn number 1. Decker shuffled back to 2. Eric Leet in the 11 car. He's got to run down the back straightaway. We got cars all the way around the speedway. Out of turn 4 this time, we'll have the white flag in the air. Eric Leet and Jim Britt still working on Jordy Decker for 2, 3, and 4. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Here comes Eric Leet inside of Decker.
The win gonna go to KJ, Kevin Jordan. Second gonna go, wow, close. Eric Leet's gonna be your champion. We'll have to check with the scorers who was second between Eric Leet and Jordy Decker. Jim Britt was 4th. Chris Jordan was 5th.
All eyes were on the start of the modified feature and the showdown between Mike Mahaney and Brian Malcolm.
Bob Henry and Brent Wilcox have front row. Green is out. Henry back out front. Ryan Jordan way down deep. Here comes Chad Cook inside. Brent Wilcox outside. That's a battle you're not going to want to miss.
Trouble over there in turn number 2 for the 55 of Perego as he's going to stop on the outside of turn 3. And maybe keeps it rolling. Definitely some issues with that machine.
Going to take that 55 pit side. Chad Cook again now on the move as he's up to challenge Ryan Jordan and Chris Stahl. Chris Stahl looking to break out the top side. He's looking to get around Brian Malcolm. Got up too far. Clapperton gets by. Mahaney gets by. And look at Chad Cook trying to go 3 wide here.
Oh, Wilcox trying to shut the door on Jordan, and Cook's going to go by both of them. 3 wide over there in turn 2.
Brent Wilcox pushed his way up the speedway. That let Malcolm get by now. Chad Stahl, Mahaney right there. But out front, it's Bob Henry showing the way as Chad Cook trying to do everything he can for that championship. He knows he goes out and wins it.
Wow, up to the outside through turns 1 and 2. Here comes Cook. He's got the run on boxing Bob Henry down into 3. Wheel-to-wheel combat coming to just 6 laps to go. Cook's got it hooked up this time.
Chad Cook, known to come up on the outside late in the race. And when he says there isn't no top groove, he's the perfect example, does it week in and week out. He's your new leader with 5 to go.
1 more lap to go. Ryan Jordan closing on Chad Cook, but he'll run out of time. They head down the back straightaway into turn 3. Out of 4 this time. Checker flag will fly. Chad Cook in for the win.
Ryan Jordan for 2, Bob Henry for 3, Chris Stahl for 4, Brian Malcolm for 5, Mike Mahaney for 6, Brent Wilcox for 7, Mike Clapperton 8, Kenny Titus is 9, and unofficially I have Byron Worthing, your top 10. There they are.
More from Thunder Mountain Speedway later in the broadcast, but when we return, a conversation between Leon Andrus and the multi-talented James Cornell.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Satico's Catholic Shop on Endicott's Washington Avenue has offered our Catholic community the finest selection of religious gifts, holy medals, rosaries, statues, and more. Visit Satico's Catholic Shop, Washington Avenue, Endicott.
Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City has the best pricing and selection of audio, video, and computer cables in the area. Don't spend a fortune on that HDMI cable for your new HD TV or Blu-ray player. Unicorn Electronics has quality cables in the lengths you need at a price you can afford. Expanding your network? Unicorn has the patch cables and accessories to make it happen. When you need to connect, think Unicorn Electronics in the Valley Plaza, Johnson City.
Foundation alert! Foundation alert!
Pick me! Pick me!
We don't badmouth the competition.
Huh?
We just beat them in price, quality, and customer service. Hi, this is Craig Moss with KRM Foundation Repair. If you got water in the basements, cracked or flaking foundations, foundation walls that are falling in, call us for a free estimate today. We're KRM Foundation Repair. Good as any, better than some.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to the Race Report. James Cornell has excelled in every type of car that he has raced. Leon Andrus talks about his success and his future plans.
We're here at Chubby Sports Bar in Johnson City, New York. Got the great opportunity to speak with IMCA modified driver James Cornell here tonight. James, tell the folks out there how you actually got started in auto racing.
I got started back when I was 16. My dad was building race cars and helping Ron Flannery up at Thunder Mountain and Afton, and I was actually more into baseball and doing the sports in high school, and one day he had me go to the races, and ever since then it's been in my blood, and Ron decided to step away, and my dad let me take over running the street stock. So.
And you were pretty successful in that street stock, if I remember. Obviously some championships, I think it was like 2 or 3 consecutive at Skyline at the time, right?
Yeah, my rookie year, we ran good. I got second my 3rd week out, and then I won the last 2 races of the year. And then after that, the next 2 years we ran Afton and Skyline regularly, won both championships. And we also won that Star Series championship that they had back then. And then we switched, my last year in the street stock, we switched and went to Penn 5 Mile and won both them championships as well.
So how many championships do you have right now to date, do you know of?
To date, it's going to be 7.
7 championships, and probably at least one coming this year, I would think.
Yeah, so
that's certainly having a great. I know you're having a great season at 5 Mile Point. And you finally just got a win here at I-88 here. So.
Yeah, we've got a brand new chassis this year, and we struggled a lot in the beginning of the year with the setup, especially at Afton. But within the past month, we've gotten it figured out really well, and so far so good now lately.
So now the different. I know you've ran Sportsman, Modified, Street Stocks, IMCA. Seems like there was a 5th class, and for whatever reason, I'm having a blank on that. Well, what was the other division?
Yeah, we ran Modified, Sportsman. Weekly stuff, we ran Modified, Sportsman, IMCA, and Pro Stock. It was called Pro Stocks right then. But then I did run, I had a win in Pure Stock Malins at 5 Mile Point for that big 75 lapper they had that one year. And those were all the classes that I've run, and then I ran some late model down in Selinsgrove and won a couple heat races.
Okay. At 5 Mile Point, you've actually won in 5 different divisions.
Yep.
Yes, that's quite an accomplishment. There's not too many people who can honestly go back and say that. So,
yes. Yep.
As the seasons went along here, like I said, you're just starting to figure out the I-88 thing. At 5 Mile Point, you've done real well. Now, have you traveled to Skyline at all with the IMCA?
No, we haven't traveled much this year because I've just had a lot of stuff going on this summer because I actually wasn't planning on running weekly. And we started off the year just at Afton weekly, and then we were struggling, so we decided to go to 5 Mile 2. And I personally like 5 miles, so we went there and started running better, and it kind of helped us figure the car out for Afton. And then we might travel up to Skyline and a few others the end of the year here. We did go to Black Rock one time this year, but blew the motor in hot laps, so we didn't get to do anything. But
tour race type thing.
Right, it was a tour race, yeah.
Now, out of all the divisions that you've ran, which one do you personally like the best?
Locally, I really enjoy the IMCA class because with the hard tires that we're on, it kind of puts it back in the driver's hands. I mean, if you're off on setup a little bit, you're out to lunch. Nationally, I really enjoyed running the late model down Selinsgrove area, and that was personally my favorite. But in this area, it's definitely the IMCA.
Now the setup-wise, I know your father's big into the setup and how that all works. Now, does he feed off information that you're giving him?
Yeah, I give him information every time I get out of the car, but we've been doing it so long together now that, I mean, I could come in and he's like, it's tight, and I was like, yeah, it's tight. You're, going in, it's a little loose or whatever. And he already kind of knows what I'm going to say just by watching me because he knows what I like and how I drive, so that's really why I think we just work really well together.
Right, there's no question. The record showed over the years that you guys work good together.
Right.
Now, for like an IMCA modified, with the rear ends the way they move, same way with the late model, what is something that you can adjust? Can you adjust anything in the race car itself?
The only thing I can adjust in the car itself for the brakes. Everything else is outside the car. So, I mean, I do adjust the brakes a little bit during the race because especially at I-88, as you can see, after 5-6 laps, we start slicking in the track off for a lot.
Right.
And you just gotta adjust the brakes a little bit, try to help you tighten the car in because it gets to the point where after about halfway, you got to start driving like asphalt and just trying to keep it straight because it gets slippery, and with our tires, it's just,
Right. I mean,
you're just losing bite. So.
That's certainly the big part of the game. With the what I like that's unique about it is you can just take that car anywhere.
Right.
If it's an IMCA sanctioned track, you can take it. Right. And it's been proven here the past 2 years.
Right.
Somebody's came from Texas last year, and this year a car came up from North Carolina. So that's a really neat little deal they have there.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, it's not like the other classes where you got to look at the rule book and be like, oh, well, maybe they're going to, maybe I can't go. But you can go. And the one thing around this area that I love about the class is every guy in the class is great to work with, and we all help each other out. And, I mean, you can, whether it's Stoddard, Roberts, any of them, Coles, we're all friends. If somebody needs something, we're all there to help each other out.
Right, and that's good. And like I said, that is pretty much worldwide in racing,
Right.
but in this class it just
Right.
seems all the more tighter because
Right.
there is only a few of you around, and you try to stick together and make that work.
Exactly.
Now, what I was going to say about the adjustments, now you said you can only do the brakes inside the car. Now you go in the pit, there's a little skirmish on the track or something, even though you didn't get caught up in it, but maybe you can get an adjustment. Is there something you can go in there real quick and they can adjust, like a quick shock adjustment of any kind?
Really, the only adjustment you could make quick enough would be maybe put a little bit of wedge in the car or take a little bit of wedge out. Because like our shocks, you're not allowed to have any Schrader valves for the gas and stuff like that are in them. So you can't adjust anything when it comes to that, and everything else takes a lot, too much time. You might be able to jack it up and take some wedge out, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, now just for a quick synopsis for some of the people out there might not know, what does that mean to take the wedge out?
Just transferring the weight from wherever you want. If you want more left rear weight or if you want more right rear weight, depending on how the car's handling, whether you need to stick the right rear a little bit harder or a little bit less, or stick the left rear a little bit harder, because especially with us with the track changing so much, I mean, you might need to get the car to roll over a little bit more to try to get more side bite just to help it roll through the corner.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And like I said, I'm sure there's people that didn't quite understand that. Now, obviously you can't give away all your driving tactics and styles, but when you're out there on a night, no matter what racetrack you're on, and the track here is real light, and then here it's dark. Where is that spot that you want to be? Is it like right on that very rugged edge there between where it's light and dark?
Yeah, usually you want to be right there on the edge, because most of the time if you hit that dark spot, it's too slippery. But then the dry spot, there's a lot of loose stuff, so it just loosens you up too. So you kind of have to drive right there on the edge of it. And in all honesty, if there's any rough spots out there, you hit the rough spots, because it just helps you get some bite somehow. Because a lot of times when it's really smooth and slippery, and with the IMCA, it's difficult to get a hold of anything.
Okay, so some of these people that's struggling, that's something that I guess they can learn from that.
It's a lot about your right foot and your throttle control, because you just got to keep it to the ground.
Okay, now we talked about championship. Win-wise, how many wins do you think, or do you actually know how many wins you have?
I'm at 97 right now.
97 wins.
Yep.
Well, that's good. So
my dad jokes he's retiring when I hit 100, but we'll see what happens.
Well, that could be this year that you're going to hit 100 the way the way it's going. So let's hope that's not official. I'd hate to have to see you retire. So I guess while we got you here and the people are watching, good time to plug your sponsors. That's certainly what keeps you on the track.
Yeah, I got to thank Gary Smith and RJ Mobile Home. My dad, my whole family, they help. They're big. And Doug Speed Shop, Bob Jontel. I know I work there, but he helps out a bunch, and we try to help all the racers. But I got to thank them, and Cummings Auto Machine, and Hendrickson Auto Parts, and Russell's Garage, and Cornell Trannies, and Interstate Homes, and just everybody. There's so many of them. But really, I got to thank, main ones are my dad and Gary Smith and all them.
So so there's your sponsors. Now on a given race night, like I said, the people all come over. If you're having a problem that night, you got all the race teams coming over. But on a given night, just your own crew. Who's on your crew itself?
Just my crew is usually my dad and I normally, especially on Friday nights. Saturday, my mom is able to go, and my brother's able to go, because my brother's usually videotaping Friday night. So usually it's just a two-man crew most nights.
Is your notebook, now do you keep a regular notebook of what you did on a certain night when the track was this way and when it's that way?
Yeah, we have a notebook, and it's dated with all the dates, whether it was I-88, 5 Mile, if we go to Skyline, anywhere. We still have notebooks from back when I ran the street stock days. It's just we keep everything.
Right, but in that, do you write down the track was rough, or it was it was real dry this night, real slick and stuff?
Yeah, we put down everything, whether how the track conditions was, where we started, what we had in for the whole setup on the car, and what changes we made between the heat and the feature, and everything we just document.
Okay, I guess I have one last question for you before we send you away. Now, like I said, you've won in 5 different cars at 5 Mile. You've raced in the late models. Is there anything else you'd like to race sometime before you ever completely hung up your helmet?
I'd like to try something. My mom would kill me if I did, but I do want to try a sprint car. So
yeah,
I've been talking to a couple 305 guys, hoping I could get in one here locally, but I'd like to try a sprint car.
Yeah, the 305 would be,
Right.
a pretty reasonable one.
I'd like to try to make it 6 classes at 5 Mile. So
yeah, it's certainly possible. I'm sure you could get the job done. You get a good enough 305.
Yep.
It's just obviously working with that
Right.
wing has to be at a different adjustment because they all tell me that the sprint car drives with the right rear wheel.
Right, yeah.
The steering wheel is just there.
Right.
It's all right wheel and gas pedals. So.
Yeah, I've talked to J.R. Herbert a lot, and they are different. I know that. So.
Well, we appreciate you being here, James.
Thanks for having me.
Is there anything you want to tell the folks that I might not have got?
The biggest thing is everybody watching, just support your local racetrack, because we need as many people to come out in the stands or racing as we can get, because I think we don't get enough coverage in the area like we should, and there's great racing every night no matter what track you go to.
I second that. Absolutely. Support your local racer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, we'll have a commercial and we'll be back to run.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching the Race Report on Fox 40.
.1, The Hawk, number 1 for 20 in a row.
This is Luke Bryan.
This is Eric Church.
This is Tim McGraw.
Binghamton's hot new country, 98.1, The Hawk.
30 years of satisfied customers. That's the proud history of Brush and Pallet Auto in Candor. We have a large selection of cars, trucks, and SUVs. Here is this week's Car of the Week. We'll give you a $1,000 minimum trade-in, and we have financing options to fit your needs, including a first-time buyers program. Think you can't afford it? We think you can. Check us out at brush-pallet.com or visit us in person at 598 Owego Road in Candor, New York.
Shangri-La 2 Motor Speedway will return to action one more time this season with a special event on Saturday, October 24th, and next week we'll hear from Buck Sharpstein about the Haunted Hill 140. This Saturday, Skyline Raceway will call it a season as they complete the partially rained-out Turbo Blue season finale. There are still opportunities to qualify for the Open Sportsman, 602 Sportsman, and the IMCA Modifieds. Gates open at 4:30 p.m. I-88 Speedway has a doubleheader this Friday and Saturday. This Sunday, Thunder Mountain Speedway will end their season with the running of the Wade Decker Memorial. Green flag drops at 6 p.m. We leave you with highlights of last weekend's action. For the entire staff of the Race Report, thanks for watching. Until next week, I'm Ron Hills, and I'll see you at the races.
Jordan wants to wrap up his championship with a win here tonight. Kaylee DeMoyer, the 14, she's in trouble. Looks like she'll go pit side in turn 1.
Parallel sticks are out. It's all Pat Jordan out front now. Brian Mady second. Spoonhour trying to close in. He'd like to get a top 2 here tonight. As they take it down, white flag one more time around. Will lap traffic be an issue here? Hang on.
Wow, Lee Foland all kinds of out of shape on the back straightaway. Randy Gates had to check up. We'll go down into turn 3 out of 4 for the final time. The win is going to go to the 25 of Pat Jordan.
Coming home second, Brian Mady, Shane Spoonhour, Isaiah forward, Daryl Krebs.